So you just keep tapping and tapping, and you'll even start just focusing on the tapping, because somewhere in your mind you're asking yourself, why the hell am I still tapping? Hello. So in this video I'm going to be giving you tips on how to calm down anxiety through something that I've used before, and it's called tapping. It's called tapping, and also another thing that I've mentioned before on this channel, meditation, and I know it can be very foreign to a lot of people. So let's get started. I want to first say that I know that there's places that we can go to. We have doctors, psychiatrists, that we can go to when we really need help. But I want to say that through my experience, that sometimes doctors can have a conflict of interest, because they can be motivated by money. And also, it may not be the best option for you because you know you. You know you the best. So we have to really take personal responsibility for how we feel. And this may not be the thing that a lot of us want to hear, but it really is your fault. It's my fault. I'm in control of my happiness. And we can take that in. We can breathe in and release that. Because although sometimes we would like to blame our circumstance or the things that we've gone through, or what he or she did, or what he or she didn't do, sometimes we can fall back on that and get comfortable in that spot. But once we realize that it's my fault, it's your fault, we can manage how we feel and start to feel better. And that's a really good thing. So let's start with tapping. Tapping is a technique that is very distracting. Now, when you tap, typically what I do is I start on my forehead. So I'll tap on my forehead, and I'll tap there. I'll start there on my forehead, and I'll work my way down to the middle. My eyebrows, I don't know what you call that spot. And I'll just kind of move down here. I'll tap on my nose. And then skip my lips, and I'll tap on my chin. And then I'll tap on my chest. And you can kind of work your way up and see where's your sweet spot. Tapping is a very good technique if you're ruminating. I ruminate a lot. Anxiety, when you think of somebody with anxiety, what do you think? Somebody who's all over the place. When you see somebody with anxiety, they can look all over the place because their mind is all over the place. And tapping, it's like you can have a thought, right? And with me and a lot of other people is we have this thought that will go. And when you tap, you kind of pull it back. You pull yourself back to reality. And that doesn't mean that thought won't, keep trying to go, but you keep pulling it back to reality. And it'll go, and you pull it back. And it's okay if the thought keeps coming. A lot of things can irritate us and bother us. and send us down a really dark path of destruction. And there's a lot of things that can hurt us. But we can acknowledge that hurt. And with tapping, it's meant for you to not continue to go down that dark alley, because you don't want to go down that dark alley. And it's okay to put in effort to stop. It's okay to fight it. We can fight it. So you just keep tapping and tapping, and you'll even start just focusing on the tapping, because somewhere in your mind you're asking yourself, why the hell am I still tapping? Tapping is I do, and you may even think, oh my God, I look so crazy right now, but you are soothing yourself. It's better than any medication you can put in your body, any drug. Anything that can cause you harm. Just tap. That's all you have to do is tap. Now, I'll tell you guys something very personal. Sometimes I used to ruminate about people who irritated me in the past. And I would fixate on, why didn't I stand up for myself, especially as a child? And I was a very timid child. Not even timid, I just didn't like fighting or arguing. So a lot of times I just let things go. And at the time, it seemed easy, but as I got older, I started to hate myself for letting things go so easily. And as an adult recently, after my relationship ended, I started having thoughts of what I didn't do, what I could have done, or what he did. And tapping just brought me back to reality. And it's a very relaxing thing. And the repetitiveness is almost similar to chanting. I go to the SGI Center and I'll chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And it'll pull me from hell that I was in into the heavens. Because when you think about it, when you have a lot of anxiety, you are really not living in the moment and enjoying life. We must enjoy life. This is all we have. And I know a lot of us may have certain beliefs, but this experience may be rounded by sleep, by a certain darkness. We may be only be a spark in the abyss, a spark that quickly goes away, like a chemical reaction in a lab. We may be rounded by sleep. So let's enjoy this. Just forget about all your problems and tap. And I remember one time I was in a drive-through, and I I was having a normal Friday, and I decided that it would be good for me to tap. And I don't think I was ruminating at the time. I just wanted to tap. But I really think deep down I knew that something was wrong, but it just wasn't in my conscience. It wasn't in my conscience at the time. So I started tapping like on my forehead and going down, and I started tapping my chest, and I immediately started to cry because when I was tapping my chest, it felt like I was saying me. Me, look at me, look at my hurt, look at my pain. Me, 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 me. Sometimes we have so many expectations on what life should look like and what it should be, and we put so many expectations on people, expectations that they can't fulfill, as expectations on ourselves that we can't fulfill. And sometimes our thoughts just want to be acknowledged. Our thoughts are screaming, I'm hurt. I'm not well. He hurt me. She hurt me. She didn't listen. My dad doesn't get me. My mom abandoned me. It's okay to have those thoughts. And we can acknowledge those thoughts. And we can picture a little child or an adult in our mind saying these things, and we can greet them with a smile and say, I hear you. And when you tell your thoughts, when you tell them, when you say, I hear you, then they can stop and they can go home. They just want to be heard. Alright, so our thoughts just want to be heard. They just want to be heard. And we have the tools to hear them. Okay? They just want to be heard. Now, let me talk about depression. Now, anxiety and depression, they go hand in hand. Because usually, when I experience high levels of anxiety, you fall and you crash, and you experience depression. Depression is something that you really have to go through. You really can't get over depression, because really it's a signal that something isn't right in your life and you need to change. It's time for change. Whether you're changing how you live or changing your ideas, your beliefs, your core beliefs. And usually after depression, I've experienced it twice in my life. Once when I was fresh out of high school, and another time was this year, about 4 months. And I'm just now like getting out of it. And with that, you just work on, you really want to do maintenance control with that, because when you're depressed, you don't feel like doing anything. And you have to really set a schedule for yourself. And a routine. Make sure that things kind of, your outward life, make sure to kind of try to maintain it. So for me, it's keeping my place organized, clean. It's, making sure that I'm on time, making sure that I'm hanging out with my friends and my family, and really meeting my needs the best way I know how. But it's something that you go through. But that doesn't mean that you just stay there. because if you just get comfortable there, you can prolong it. So, like for me, I've experienced it for 4 months. It could have easily gone on for way more than 4 months. Way more if I didn't try to fight it. And we really have to fight it. We really do. Because when you're depressed, it takes away so much time that you could be experiencing joy and happiness. And that's what we want to experience. But depression is something you really have to go through. So journaling helps with that. And I would actually recommend journaling before all the time, even when you're not depressed. Journal when you're happy. Really focus on a time when you were happy. And do the things that you used to do when you were happy. Because those are the things that you like to do. Because when you're depressed, it takes away your personality. It does takes away your personality and who you are, like as a person. It takes away all that. And once you get out of the depression, there will be a level up. You will feel different. Like I feel different. I feel a lot more mature. I feel less of a child, more of a man. Okay? Depression is adapting to one's environment. And it's like equivalent to when you go the wrong way and your GPS reroutes. Depression is the rerouting. And it can feel like a stagnation. It can feel like a stopping. But once you get through it, you'll figure out what way to go. But that doesn't mean you don't keep processing during that rerouting. You have to keep processing and figure out a way out, because there's always a way out. Always. Always. Always tell yourself that there's a way out of any circumstance. Okay? And it is your fault, and it is my fault, and we can get through that, and we can take personal responsibility for the way we feel. Okay? So tapping is a great way. And when you're depressed, also meditation, because you've lost your personality. You don't know what you like, what you dislike. You're just out of it. When you meditate, you go into the higher states of consciousness, you're able to communicate with yourself. And yes, you can disconnect with yourself, especially in the system that we live in the system that demands us to work 5 days a week, 8-hour shifts, in the system that doesn't put us put our best interests at heart sometimes. Okay, so meditation, it can be 15 minutes, it can be 20. You have to work your way up. Okay, so tapping, you can even chant, meditate, and it's not even necessary. Meditation is great, but it's being mindful. Like today, I went out. I went to go get some spicy Chinese food, and when I waited for my food, I wasn't on my phone. I was looking out the window. And I looked at the sky, and I was looking at people walking by, and I took a deep breath. And I was really living in the moment and enjoying my life. Enjoying it. Enjoy your life. Enjoy it. Because these walls, my apartment, this isn't my home. My body is my home. My body is my true home. It's my true home. This is where I live. You have to take care of this. Okay? You have to. So those are my tips. And if you're experiencing anxiety and depression, hopefully you'll utilize them. Tap, meditate, chant, be mindful, spend time with your friends and family, and take care of yourself. Okay? Alright, so subscribe and like for more content. There will be more videos like this one. Okay? There'll be more videos like this one, so subscribe and like below. And thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much.